three. Okay, this one.
Is it only three?
Is it only three?
Yeah.
Is what it was. It wasn't really a side project. It was the band that John Oliver from Savatage created after he left Savatage. He didn't. Well, it's not really left. He stopped singing on Savatage after the Streets album, which is 91, I think. Oh, no, 89, 91.
I did a great video for Gotta Ballet, and it just gets blocked worldwide. I was really unhappy about that. Anyway,
but I mean, he was still a member of Savatage in the background. Still wrote stuff and still performed piano pieces on it and stuff like that. And I think, as Savatage moved towards a epic symphonic opera style, John Oliver went back to basics and created this band called Dr. Butcher, and it's just one album. They didn't do any more, and he did it with the guitar player who joined Savatage for one album, the Gutter Ballet albums, Chris Caffrey. It's just those two together. I think they just got together and wrote some songs, and it is so underrated. Everyone who listens to the album loves it,
right?
But who knows of it? Who knows about it? It's nasty without being heavy. It's like early Savatage when they're sort of bordering on thrash, and it would easily fit in, for me anyway, between, if you're a Savatage fan, Power of the Night and Hall of the Mountain King. Get rid of Fight for the Rock because that wasn't really that great. He's got.
It's not a great name, is it, Dr. Butcher?
But Dr. Butcher. This is one of the worst LP covers as well. They should probably hear or something.
Yeah, it looks like that.
But it's got John Oliver in full screeching mode, and it's epic when it needs to be. It's progressive when it needs to be. Some of the guitar work is amazing, and some of the riffs that Chris Caffrey comes up with, I think John Oliver writes a bit, are so unique. You won't hear many bands with these types of riffs. It's difficult to explain unless you actually listen to it, and it's just it's just true on full on metal. It's quite nasty in places, like lyrical content and stuff like that, and it's delivered with so much energy. Production job isn't amazing on it, but it's good enough. And also, that's also unique because you wouldn't, if you listen to it, that's Dr. Butcher. Yeah, it's worthy your attention if you like. Yeah, especially if you're a Savatage fan or just want some nasty sounding metal, but with this whole sense of John Oliver's melodies all the way through it. Some great guitar playing in it as well. If you want a song to listen to, a song called The Chair, which is all about going to the electric chair. As I said, it's quite nasty, and it's like a bit doomy at the start, and halfway through you hear this like electric like that, and then it kicks off into something else. You think,
it injects some power into it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dr. Butcher, fantastic album.
Yeah. All right, yeah. No, I can't say anything about that one. I don't know that one.
They have done an album a few years later, just full of demos, just as a cash cow to try and milk more out of it. But I don't really know how many people know about it.
But that's the one.
And that was the album I was listening to on my dog walk, thinking people should listen to more of this. It's just got it's just got so many great riffs in it.
And I'm sure I have exactly the same thing sometimes, and I'm sure lots of people watching, they've got some album that they love, and they just think, why aren't these people world famous? Why,
Yeah. So it'd be really interesting to hear what their albums are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that people will say, "Oh, here's my recommendation." If you do, I want the band, an album, and a song off that album.
We might
three things.
We'll listen to them.
You don't have to go and dig out a link for it or anything like that, because I'll probably just ask Spotify to play it, to be honest, or a music streaming service.
And we can probably make it onto your board there.
Yeah, maybe but so there you go. Okay. I don't know how. I don't think this This band's pretty popular, but not super duper world famous, I don't think. The band Communic.
Ah, I've written that down. That's one of my. It's probably not the one that the Conspiracy in Mind album, but it might be another one. But I had that one on your list.
So Communic, amazing Scandinavian band. The album I chose was Waves of Visual Decay.
Yeah, I didn't think it really won.
And the song Frozen Asleep in the Park.
Cheery.
It's a really cheery one about a homeless person that freezes to death in the park. It's not really about that. It's more about society not caring, kind of thing. And people think metal's just all about the devil in it. So, it's not death metal. It's just metal, really. But you might have to help me out and try to describe Communic. But
they're a bit like. There's a bit of Nevermore in there. I think with his voice especially.
Yeah.
And with the production side of it, and all, but a bit more of a progressive slant to it. A bit mixed Nevermore and Dream Theater together, you might end up with Communic.
Yeah, it's
maybe more Symphony X more than Dream Theater.
Top-notch stuff, very well mixed. I have done a Communic song. They put their new album out last year, and I did do a Communic song on the channel. But for the purposes of this exercise, I thought, I wonder how many people have actually heard Waves of Visual Decay by Communic, or how many people actually know about Communic. So they're still going. They did take there was a bit of a gap between this new album and the one before it, but it's just three guys, and we saw them live at Prog Power. It was so, I mean, I've been to a lot of gigs. They were so loud. That's my overriding memory of that was, what's happened? The sound engineer just turned everything up to 11. It's just really good. I always mention the vocals because people have got this thing about, is it death metal vocals? Is it the Cookie Monster or is it not? And this is not. He's got an interesting voice, I think is probably one way of putting it. It's a powerful and it goes quite high and everything. But
I think it's in the Warrell Dane territory.
Yeah.
Without sounding like Warrell Dane, but
Yeah.
It's got that type of style, I think.
So yeah, Communic, Waves of Visual Decay, song Frozen Asleep. Is that right? Frozen Asleep in the Park. Yeah, written down somewhere. Yes.
Good
so
shout.
There you go.
Good shout. Yeah. My next one is probably the most well-known. And I say well-known.
We're up to 9. We're up to 9.
That's a subjective. That's a subjective.
No, 8.
7. 8.
Oh, really? I thought it would take us at least an hour to get this far.
It's one of the most well-known. Say in my head, this is the most well-known out of the bands that are in my top 5, and that's by the band Forbidden, and the album Distortion.
Oh right.
Which probably surprised you.
Well, I guess everyone heard Twisted Into Form.
Well, that's it. I think everyone knows Twisted Into Form was quite famous, and the one
what an album that was.
Evil something, first one they did, amazing. And then grunge happened, but Forbidden carried on for a couple of albums, and I remember getting Distortion. It's a terrible cover. It was like someone's drawn it in a school's art class, but the music is slightly different. They toned down the pace of it, but not any of the aggression and the nastiness.
I think as soon as you said Distortion, I can hear him going Distortion.
And all that is some of the melodies that Russ has created on this is just amazing. And for me, it's the best Forbidden album because it hangs together the best. The as a overall experience. It's not fast, which is a lot. Which the first 2 albums are definitely that. And it's just makes quite progressive in areas as well.
Less of a thrash album.
Yeah, well, a dark, nasty metal album. I could
no death metal vocals, no Cookie Monsters.
it is like thrash, just take with the speed taken out of it, and without resorting to too much doom. The production is really clean on it as well, but still got that energy. And Russ's voice is just incredible. And I could recommend any song off it, but the opening track, Distortion. Very reasonably why you just went.
It's stuck in my mind. I'm sure I've wrecked my throat a few times trying to sing that.
Other that Mind's Eye one that sort of builds up as well. Just the whole thing is just a wonderful experience. And they did one after that called Green, I think it was.
Yes,
which was also really good, but I don't think wasn't as classy as this one, and it sort of went under the radar because say grunge happened and thrash was being forgotten about, the terrible 90s. I think from 93.
There's two kinds of thrash for me. There's party thrash, which you like Anthrax and bands like that, Municipal Waste, that kind of thing. And then there's serious thrash. I don't know what the word is, but there was a lot of thrash bands like Testament was a thrash band, but you wouldn't put them in the party thrash. No. And then they evolved, didn't they? So bands like Testament evolved, and I think that's what you're talking about. You got like the first two Forbidden albums, and then they did Distortion and changed. That started that evolving because thrash died. Eventually. Yeah. Things like grunge killed it.
Unfortunately, these were on the casualties. It's just a shame that they produced this album at the wrong time. I think. And I think if it'd come out now, it'd be amazing. I think it's the right thing at the wrong time.
Yeah.
I mean, they got together and did Amiga Wave album not so long ago, and that had elements of it. This Distortion, it just kept well, I don't think some people don't rate it, but it just captured what I wanted out of music at that time. Amazing album.
But Twisted Into Form's really good too.
All Forbidden's great. I think an underrated thrash band is right there. Technically, and from a songwriting point of view, they probably don't get enough love.
Were they like a Bay Area?
Yeah, I think he used to be in it. Rob Flynn used to be in.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and I did read in. I think it was Metal Hammer. They said that Forbidden weren't as good when after Rob Flynn left. I think that's rubbish. That's an utter lie. They actually listened to Forbidden. Forbidden are amazing band.
Right. Okay then. Down to my, and these aren't in any particular order, but I do love this. Absolutely love this. November's Doom.
Oh yeah.
An album called The Pale Haunt Departure.
Didn't I give you that?
I got sent this to review. So it was one of those. It was a CD out of the blue. I got sent in whatever year it was, 2007, 2008 kind of time probably. CD falls through my letterbox. It's one of them, same thing happened with Powerwolf and Moustache, where you're like, November's Doom. Sounds great. Yeah, okay, put it on. Oh, it's amazing. They did this album, The Pale Haunt Departure, and there isn't. I mean, obviously we're recommending these albums, so there's not really a bad song on an album that we're recommending, but there is not a bad song on The Pale Haunt Departure. November's Doom should. They're not. I don't think they're dead. I think they're on a hiatus. I think I'm not certain about that even, but such quality stuff. Now this does have the Cookie Monster. It also has some clean vocals, but the Cookie Monster vocals are not. Are very listenable. Let's put it that way.
Weren't we both on an Opeth trip at the time, and this sort of filled the gap in between,
Yeah, maybe.
A thirst for more Opeth, and this came along and thought, ooh.
Yeah, and they've done other albums that are very, very good as well. I'm not picking out. They're not like a one-album wonder or anything like that. This is just the one where I came in, I guess, and you quite often turns out becomes your favourite, doesn't it? Because it's the first one you heard by them, kind of thing. That's a big thing with Iron Maiden. I think the first Iron Maiden album that clicks with you becomes your favourite, and everything else gets compared to that. So for me, it's Power Slave. But yeah, I just November's Doom, unsurprisingly, is a bit doomy, but it's very heavy, and it does have some up-tempo tracks in it, but not many. I know that there has been a November's Doom fan on my comments in the past. I think I did a song by them as a classic song. But yeah, November's Doom, The Pale Haunt Departure. Did I say a song? Forgotten already. Yeah, no, I haven't. Look up Swallowed by the Moon. That's a very good representation of what the album is, I think. Yeah, they sometimes do like what's the word I'm looking for? Ballads, and that's a dodgy word for what their songs are. And they write terrible lyrics for their ballads. they're just awful. But all their other songs, they're more metally, heavy doom laden stuff. It's just so good.
Well, if you're growling, it doesn't matter what you sing.
But it's very totally listen. You can hear every word. It's not.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not like he could be singing his shopping list. You can actually hear the words. They're just done in this guttural voice, and then he sings this nice, clean. He's got a very nice, clean voice as it happens, and he just switches about. So yeah, I guess in the, like you mentioned, Opeth. I guess that that's what they're kind of very good at, or we used to be anyway. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, good choice.
November's Doom.
Good choice. What's interesting is November's Doom, sort of slow doomy band, and My Dying Bride, another slow doomy band. That's a bit of a pattern emerging there. Make slow doomy, more slow doomy recommendations in the comments for him.
Or are they just not very popular as a genre? So I think people should have heard this, and I don't think they have.
My last choice, and I just realised 3 of my choices are from the 90s. The dearth of metal.
You're living in the past, man.
The decade where metal has sort of died for about 10 years. And,
we had the likes of Limp Bizkit instead.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry, I threw up a bit in the back of my throat then.
Just shows that great metal is still being written. It was just never got.
I actually like some Limp Bizkit songs.
Okay, and this is a bit of a left field avant-garde choice of mine, but I was obsessed with this album, and I still play it today, and that is Symbols of the Blue Times by a band called Depressive Age. Do you know that one?
I love the band. And maybe that's the album. I couldn't name an album by.
They're not going on anymore.
They turned it to De-Age, didn't they?
They did, yeah. But they didn't do anything. They did a compilation album, and they did. Then they split up again, and then the singer tried to resurrect it with new members back in 2005, I think it was. Don't bother to say, it's just terrible. But they started off as German alternative thrash band. The first album, belter. The second one was a bit of a mixed bag for me, but the third one, again, it's that evolving. They evolved into, I don't want to say grungy metal type thing, but the thrash element is taken it all out and created this album just full of really well constructed songs. It's a bit of an acquired taste, especially the singer, who sounds like he's having a bit of a fit at times. But the music is just the ideas and the melodies.
I haven't listened to them for a long time, thinking about it, but I remember really liking them.
They did that Small Time Boy, didn't they?
Well,
but that was off their Electric Scum album, which came out after that.
I was going to say, we were thinking about doing one of these podcasts about covers. Really good covers, and I started linking a few in my bookmarks, and one of them is Depressive Age and Small Town Boy, because I think they did such a good job.
Yeah, I think
there's a video of it too if you want to look out.
Yes, they've got a couple of videos out. I don't think they did anything commercially. I don't think they made that much of an impact. It's just such a shame. And I think again, it came out in the 90s. It's the right album at the wrong time.
Right.
I think. If you just check out, I think there's a video for Friends Within. That's a decent place to start off with, up tempo and a bit catchy. But every song has something about it, something to catch on to, something that's that's this one. None of it blends into one, and there's nothing particularly impressive in regards to musicianship. It's just all really well played. It's the songs, it's the writing of the songs, and the way it's
brilliant
the
simple
whole,
songs, though, aren't they?
The way the whole thing is constructed. It's you listen to it for about 40 minutes, think, and then this one's next. That's great. That, and for me, I just once I start listening to it, I have a very difficult time stopping. Yeah.
Cool. So there you go. 10 albums we think you should hear that will change your life.
Yeah, change mine. In fact, I remember getting that Depressive Age album because it got a really good review in Kerrang, I think it's at the time, and they, for some reason,
which is a magazine, by the way,
you're
not from the
UK, they compared them to Queensryche, and I was all about Queensryche at the time, so I bought it, and it doesn't sound like Queensryche at all. But I was very glad that they made that really wrong comparison, because I ended up finding this brilliant album instead. Actually went.
That's where channels like this have taken over. That people get to hear and see something that they may not have heard and seen otherwise. I think.
Yeah, I think they compared them to Queensryche because they didn't know how to pigeonhole them.
Yeah,
which the music press likes to do. They are fairly unique. You try and find a band that's similar to them. I think you might struggle unless there are lots of bands that sound like but I doubt it, especially with a very unique singer, which I think once you get past that, there's joys to behold. If you can't get past it, then move on, I think.
Yeah, and we've just mentioned 10 albums, but genre-wise, it's all over the place.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but that doesn't mean that. We like. Well, I don't know if Paz will like all my choices, and I don't know if I would like all his choices, though I kind of do know I would like all his choices. So there's plenty. If you've got like an open mind and you just like good music, you can accommodate the genres, can't you? But if you're absolutely locked into your doom, then obviously we've mentioned one of those. If you're locked into your death metal, or you're locked into your more old school rock or thrash or whatever, then we've kind of covered a lot of bases there. Even easy listening with my Tilt recommendation. Alan Hewling, if you're watching this, go and check out Tilt. I reckon you'll like it. So yeah, it was a good exercise to do for us. I don't know if anyone's bored to death, because anyone watching this is probably listening to us recommend things they've never heard of. So it's just like half an hour or however long this has been of us talking about stuff they've never heard of.
40 minutes, I think.
Is it really 40 minutes? Maybe I should chop it into 2.
Yeah. And so I wondered if is it worth doing another 5. Because I got a whole list of stuff. I haven't
got any more because I picked 5 out.
I was quite surprised that some of these didn't make your list. It nearly made mine.
Let's just keep going then, and then I'll chop this video in half.
Empires of the World by Biomechanical.
Wow.
See, that's just I thought that'd make your list, but it didn't. I thought Moustache album might have made it on there.
The thing about Moustache, though, I think that they are quite well listened to.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
And I was trying to find things that I thought weren't, that needed some attention, kind of thing. But yeah, the Biomechanical album, Empires of the World, is a masterpiece of technical extreme metal, isn't it?
There's a song on there called I've written it down because my brain's going these days. Truth Denied, which is just mayhem. Yeah, mayhem, but listenable, catchy mayhem. We
saw them live. We were talking to the singer afterwards, weren't we? But we saw them live. Yeah, I still got the hat you gave me. And I remember us both saying, we went, how on earth do they know where they're up to? Yeah. How do they know where they're up to when they're playing this stuff? Because it is technical as a technical thing. It's all over the place. In fact, the next album they did after that, they overdid it. And broke it, didn't they? It just wasn't listenable anymore. So they're like on the edge of like pushing the boundaries but keeping it all listening to. Yeah, definitely Empires of the World by Biomechanical deserves a listen if you like if you just want to be beaten about the head. It makes you go like that when you're listening to it. It's so good though.
The Scattering of Ashes by Into Eternity. Yeah, that's separate the anger, separate severe emotional distress. Into Eternity. The sort of very prog technical metal. The singer went on to sing in Iced Earth.
Into Eternity.
Into Eternity, yeah. The Scattering of Ashes. You always complained the bass drum was always too loud.
Did I?
Yeah.
Sounds like me.
I thought that made your list, but never mind. And last one is from
Into Eternity. No, hang on. Into Eternity.
Yeah.
That's not the band that did the Terminal.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Is that Into Eternity?
Yeah.
What's that album called? Terminal Diagnosis or something? No.
They've done two that are just as good as each other.
There's one that's basically about someone dying of a terminal illness.
Yeah.
Right. I've not heard the other album.
The Scattering of Ashes.
I've not heard the other one.
They're very much similar in their delivery.
I didn't recognise the band name, but I love that album, the Terminal. What's it called? Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, this album.
But say the singer went on to Iced Earth, and I don't think they've not really done much since. They're still going, but I think they've got a new lady singer now, but you can't find any new material, which is a bit of a shame. But a great song.
That's another super technical one then.
Yeah. And I thought Lost Souls, Close Your Eyes and It Won't Hurt would have made it.
I did think of that, but I thought that might be a bit too niche. Even though I've just mentioned My Dying Bride. But yeah, the Lost Souls album, Close Your Eyes and It Won't Hurt.
Have you done a video of that?
I did.
Yeah.
I did it in my classic things people should know exist.
Yes. So kind of already covered it. But,
I guess so. I guess so. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go with that as my reason for not putting it on my list.
I'll do. I've got a lot more, but never mind. Could go on forever.
Yeah.
It's interesting when you start actually getting into it. There are quite a lot of albums. You think, this should have been. This is awesome. This should have been much better.
Yeah, and some of the ones we mentioned, like maybe Darth, right back at the beginning there. Maybe they are much more popular than I think they are, or think they were rather. But I'd be hard pushed to find someone apart from Paz who knew what it, who'd heard it, or even heard of it. So hey ho. Well, there you go. It was going to be 10, turned into. I've lost track.
Sorry, I do go overboard on these things.
Turned into like 13. I think.
These albums that people should listen to.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
It's just like that, when you buy some albums from Power Cuts back in the day. You go, so what? And then you lend it to like, listen to this.
Listen to this. You need to hear this.
It's kind of like that, isn't it?
In fact, I've done you a rumbly tape of it because you need to know. Have that. Yeah. And I'm sure people have their recommendations. Good. Put them in there.
Yeah, it's all subjective.
Yeah. Genre-wise, I don't think I'm fussy. I don't like rap metal. And I don't like AOR. Don't like that kind of middle of the road, harmless kind of rock, radio friendly rock. But I think genre-wise, I'm pretty open-minded. I think. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. I've almost certainly split this video into two just to keep everyone sane. Thanks for watching.
All right.
Or listening, in this case. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.